Namaste. Vanoni Snowflake here. Good old Mercury retrograde. We normally do this live on our Shinto Self-Empowerment Facebook page, but they decided to lock us out of Facebook for some reason, so I hope we haven't been hacked. We'll find out. So this is a very spontaneous new setup. Isn't quite how we'd normally do it, but it's a raw, live, organic, new beginnings, new moon. And the numbers, we've got 77 videos up. So this is the 78th video. Now 77 is the number of spirituality and 78 is the number of spiritual career. So, and it's 40 subscribers and 4 is the number of structure, perseverance, foundations. So the numbers spoke to us, so we did decide to continue to do it, even with the newness, testing us. So we're just going to start with a prayer. I'm going to read it in Spanish, and it'll be read in English later on. Apologies for the pronunciation of Spanish. Just been guided to do this, even though I don't actually speak Spanish. So I invite you, if you've not already brought your attention to your body and your breath, to feel and listen to the words of your whole body, irrelevant of whether you understand Spanish or not. It's very good for the brain to listen to language and words that it doesn't actually understand. You may wish to bring your hands into prayer position, or one to your heart, or whatever feels comfortable. Hoy, el día del Señor, cuando la divinidad regresa a nosotros, viviendo con nuestra voluntad libre y con todo el poder del Espíritu, decidimos vivir nuestras vidas en comunión libre con Dios, sin esperar nada en cambio. Vivimos nuestras vidas con gratitud, amor, lealtad y justicia, empezando con nosotros mismos y continuando con nuestros hermanos y hermanas. Respetaremos toda la creación como símbolo de nuestra comunión, de amor con el que nos creó, por la felicidad eterna de la humanidad. The Circle of Fire. Friday, the 16th of October 2020, the day of the Lord, when the divinity returns to me, when living my free will and with all the power of my spirit, I decide to live my life in free communion with God, with no expectations. I will live my life with gratitude, love, loyalty, and justice, beginning with myself and continuing with my brothers and my sisters. I will respect all creation as the symbol of my love communion with the one who created me, to the eternal happiness of humanity. Living this prayer is about being alive, being in love, being who you really are. That is the purpose of this prayer, You can change the story of your life at any time. You are the artist, and your art is your life. Every word in this prayer has the intent to heal your mind completely. It can heal every wound in your emotional body and help you detach from whatever keeps you in drama and suffering. With this information, let's say the prayer again, step by step, this time, so you can perceive the meaning of each phrase. Friday, the 16th of October 2020. The purpose for saying the date is to be present in the eternal now. Today, this moment, is the eternal now. There is no past, there is no future. Time is an illusion. Life is an eternal present moment. Today is the day of creation, and this moment is the moment of creation. By saying the date, you announce that today is the day you make a new agreement. What happened a week ago or an hour ago doesn't matter. What matters is your intent in this moment, what you are feeling in this moment of creation. It is a decision that you make today, and it is an ongoing choice that you make every day, in every moment. If you want to add the time of the day, you can do that too, because you don't care about 5 minutes from now or an hour from now. If you break the agreement an hour from now, okay, you break it. But then you make the agreement again, and you keep making it again and again until you don't break it anymore. The day of the Lord. Every day is the day of the Lord, or source, energy, Allah, Buddha, Christ, nature, Pachamama, whatever you wish to use the word for the higher power. Every day is the day of the Lord because only the Lord, our Creator, exists, or consciousness as we like it. You have recognized the day of the Lord and you believe in the Lord with all of your faith. On this day, you are making a commitment to God, source, consciousness, and it is an act of power. When the divinity returns to me, this means when you recover the awareness of what you really are, the one who is creating this moment. This is the day of your illumination, when you recognize your divinity and merge with the only being that exists. You, the human, awaken and reunite with the real you, with God. Whoever you thought you were is gone, and it has gone to divinity. You accept responsibility for your divine self, and in this moment, you recover your faith. You recover your authority, and everything is possible. You have authority over yourself, over your own life. You claim the right to be alive, to express yourself in the world, and it's obvious that you are in heaven. When living my free will, this means that because you are in heaven, you are finally free to make a choice. You recover your will, and the moment your will is free, you create a new agreement with life. You make the choice to live in communion with God because this is what is in your heart. And just to show you closer, sorry about all the glares, but the card given is choice. We will pull another one because this was pulled in the early hours of this morning in the dark moon energies. But the idea was that we would start before the new moon and then continue on, so that we'd do this before and then afterwards. But the energies had another plan. It's not because your religion says you have to be with God. It's not because you are afraid. It's not the choice of the ego or the social image. It is your choice, your decision, because you want to do it. When the real you makes a choice, You will not choose fear, envy, anger, drama, or anything that goes against yourself. Again, if you choose to live this way, it's not the real you who is making the choice. When you are living your free will, the only possible choice is source, God, consciousness, is love, is happiness. Once you have the awareness of what you really are, your choice is to stay there, to be divine, to live in love the rest of your life. And with all the power of my spirit, this means that you support your decision with all the power of your will and your faith. This is the moment of your wedding with God, the moment, the fire initiation, because your spirit is that fire. It is the divinity in you. First, you recover your free will, which gives you enough power to make a choice, to make an agreement to live with God. Then you call upon all the power of your spirit to keep the agreement. Now you understand what you can do when you recover free will. You can handle intent with all the power of your spirit. I decide to live my life in free communion with God. This means you decide to live in love with God, with your divine self. This is your statement that you are crossing a line of no return and making the commitment to God, to yourself. Now you are in a committed relationship. All your faith is there. All your authority is there. With no expectations. This means you surrender your attachment to the outcome because you don't know how anything will work out. You know that you are married to God. You know that you accept your own divinity. You detach from the outcome because the outcome is not important when you are committed to love. Living your life in free communion with God, you open your heart and love unconditionally. You love for no reason, with no expectations. Having no expectations, you give yourself and you keep giving without expecting anything in return. Your love is unconditional because it is your pleasure to love. I will live my life with gratitude, love, loyalty, and justice. And Libra is the card of justice, number 11 in the tarot. Sometimes it's number 8 there as well. In this part of the agreement, you are telling yourself how you are going to write the story of your life. The decision is made, and now you express the form of your dream. This is how your life will look when you are expressing your creation, your art, to the rest of humanity. It is obvious how you will live your life, and you won't accept anything less than that because you are free, you are happy, you are love. From now on, you will live your life with gratitude, and it is easy to understand why. Gratitude is one of the most beautiful expressions of love. Just saying thank you will open all the doors to an abundance of life's blessings from all directions, but especially an abundance of love. You will live your life with love, which means you will love yourself unconditionally. You will accept yourself completely. You will respect and honor your physical body. No longer will you criticize or dislike what you are because you are God's creation. Your love is endless. The more you give your love, the more love you have to give. Love is your ticket to the kingdom of heaven, beginning with yourself and continuing with your brothers and sisters. You will live your life with loyalty. Loyalty to whom? To yourself, of course, which means that you will never do anything that goes against yourself. You will never betray yourself again. There is no place for self-abuse. You are loyal to yourself, and that makes you impeccable with your word. You will live your life with justice, which means you are fair with yourself. If you make a mistake, you pay for that mistake, but only once, not every time you remember the mistake. To live your life with justice means you will no longer judge yourself. You will no longer live your life with guilt and shame. And when you live without judgment, guilt, and shame, there is no need to punish yourself. beginning with myself. This means that everything you have agreed to must begin with you. Living with gratitude, love, loyalty, and justice begins with you, because you cannot give what you do not have. You can only give what you have. If you have love for yourself, then you can give love to others. In all of love's expressions, living in free communion with God also begins by living in free communion with your divine self, as God's creation. The agreement always begins with yourself, and because this is what you are, this is what you share with others. And continuing with my brothers and sisters, now you start to spread the seeds of gratitude, love, loyalty, and justice to others. You live your life expressing love, and this is how you treat others everywhere you go. The love you have for yourself becomes the love you share with others. The seeds of love grow stronger, and they keep expanding until they become a beautiful relationship with your parents and children, your spouse and siblings, with everyone in your life. This statement gives you immunity to suffering, because it ensures that every relationship is an act of love. I will respect all creation as the symbol of my love, communion with the one who created me. This means you will respect the forests, the oceans, the atmosphere, the animals, everything that God, your beloved, has created. You are expanding your love and respect to the entire world of creation as the symbol of your love and respect for the one who created you. You make this agreement with God because now you recognize that everything in existence is God's creation. You respect God's will. You respect life as it is. You perceive God's creation. You respect creation. You participate in creation, and you surrender with total acceptance because you know that you cannot make it better. If you see a mountain, you do not say, "Oh, that mountain is in the wrong place. It shouldn't be there." No, the mountain is perfect the way it is, and you accept the perfection that exists within everything. You do not need to change other people. You don't need to change any of God's creations. You simply enjoy the creation. You enjoy the beauty, as does a Libra moon. You enjoy life. You are alive, and just to be alive gives you enjoyment. And what is the result of this? We are also currently in the hour of the planet Venus, which is the ruler of Libra too. Completely not planned, but planned by my subconscious, of course. The power of the subconscious mind. To the eternal happiness of humanity. This means that all of humanity receives the benefits of your love communion with God. Since every human is part of one living being, the result of your happiness is the chance for all of humanity to live in happiness. You have decided to live your life in happiness. You are sharing your happiness with others, and the result is a wonderful gift to everyone around you. You are not responsible for the happiness of others. You are only responsible for your own. You are happy because you have a love communion with God, Source, Pachamama. And if you can do it, everyone can do it. And the result of that union or reunion with God is the eternal happiness of humanity, which is another way to say heaven on earth. The kingdom of heaven is your own mind. And for you, that kingdom is real. It is here, and you are a part of that kingdom. You have a private kingdom of heaven in your mind, and by sharing it with your brothers and sisters, together you create the kingdom of heaven on earth to the eternal happiness of humanity. Now you know the meaning of each phrase, but again, it's not enough to learn the words or to understand their meaning. It's about making this prayer your way of life. It's about the action. It's about practicing this prayer every day until you create heaven on earth. Many years ago, after finishing a cycle of teaching with my apprentices, we created the first circle of fire ceremony. The ceremony was for those who had recovered their will, their faith, and their love. All the people at the ceremony had experienced their divinity, but the challenge for them was to stay in heaven. They asked me, Miguel, how can we stay there? Why do we have to come back? My answer was, you aren't staying in heaven because you still need to purify the mind. Your faith is powerful, but it is invested in what you believe you are, and most of what you believe about yourself is a lie. Take your faith out of the lies, free your faith, and you will see how powerful you become. If there is anything in your life that takes away your happiness, you have all the power you need to change it. You don't have to live with anger or sadness or jealousy. You don't have to judge yourself, make yourself guilty, and punish yourself. Words and prayers are powerful agreements, and you need to see what kind you are using every day. Oh Lord, I am guilty. I should be punished for my sins. What kind of prayer is that? If you believe you are guilty and deserve to be punished, you are asking for it. Suffering and drama begin when you lie to yourself, even if you don't realize you are lying. You can recover the truth of what you really are. When you finally see yourself as you are, when you finally take responsibility for your creation, you will cleanse the lies from your own creation. You will free yourself from emotional drama by uncovering all the lies you believe in. It is a process of unlearning the lies. It is a period of cleansing, and it has nothing to do with the dream of society. How can we change the dream of society if we can't even cleanse the lies from our own dream? The circle of fire. Prayer is enough for you to go to heaven and stay there. But first you need to take the agreement, live the agreement, and make it yours. To say a prayer doesn't take more than a minute, but you need discipline, the discipline to do it. Say the prayer first thing in the morning when you open your eyes. Then say it again before you go to sleep. Dream the prayer. Feel the prayer with your emotional body. Be the prayer. Align your faith and intent with the prayer until your whole life is based on this prayer. If you betray yourself, then make a new agreement, the day of the Lord, and recover your free will. Today is the most wonderful day of your life. This moment represents eternity. It is the moment when you return to love by deciding to live in communion with our Creator. Today is the day you agree to a new relationship, a matrimony with Source, God, Pachamama, Cosmos, consciousness. It is an eternal honeymoon, and that is heaven. Today, the day of the Lord, when the divinity returns to us, when living our free will, and with all the power of our spirit, we decide to live our lives in free communion with Source, with no expectations. We will live our lives with gratitude, love, loyalty, and justice, beginning with ourselves and continuing with our brothers and sisters. We will respect all creation as the symbol of our love communion with the one who created us to the eternal happiness of humanity. Hoy el día del Señor, cuando la divinidad regresa a nosotros, viviendo con nuestra voluntad libre y con todo el poder del Espíritu, decidimos vivir nuestras vidas en comunión libre con Dios, sin esperar nada en cambio. Vivimos nuestras vidas con gratitud, amor, lealtad y justicia, empezando con nosotros mismos y continuando con nuestros hermanos y hermanas. Respetamos toda la creación como símbolo de nuestra comunión de amor con el cual nos creó por la felicidad eterna de la humanidad. And we're just going to end it with what's come to us in guidance over the last couple of days. And we'll do it forwards and then backwards. Forwards a few times, then backwards. And it's Ra, Amen, Ha, He, Hi, Ho. H-A, H-E-E, H-I-H-A-W. Ra, R-A, Amen, A-M-E-N. Ra, Amen, Ha, He, Hi, Ho. Ra, Amen, Ha, He, Hi, Ho. Ra, Amen, Ha, He, Hi, Ho. Wa, I, A, Nema, A. Wa, I, A, Nema, A. Ho, Hi, He, Ha. Amen, Ra. Ho, Hi, He, Ha. Amen, Ra. Ho, Hi, He, Ha. Amen, Ra. Ra, Amen. Ha, He, Hi, Ho. Ra, Amen. Ha, He, Hi, Ho. We'll shake and sign on your escalation. Escalation, exhalation. And that was from the Angels of Atlantis. So today is a new beginning, walking through the gate out into the garden. Beginnings. You are offered a fresh start. Your journey is beginning. Take the first steps towards something new. It is time to place emphasis on your health and well-being. The incantation. I accept and rejoice in renewal and beginnings. We accept and rejoice in renewal and beginnings. You accept and rejoice in renewal and beginnings. Yes, you accept and rejoice in renewal and beginnings. We accept and rejoice in renewal and beginnings. I accept and rejoice in renewal and beginnings. There is something incredibly poetic and even romantic about that tiny sliver of silver that is the new moon. Here is appearing in the sky, incredibly a crescent of the finest light. Just looking at the picture though, but it's got a full moon picture up there. Interesting. Almost a scratch upon the blackboard of the universe. Here is the evidence that even after the darkest night, light returns again. The crescent of the new moon is an ancient symbol that stretches back to ancient prehistory. There are cave drawings featuring crescent moons, sculptures of goddesses with crescent moon diadems, and the goddesses Aphrodite, Hecate, Diana, Artemis, Inanna, and many Central Asian female deities were often depicted with new moon symbology. Go back even further into Neolithic cave paintings where moon and sun symbology features, with no phase more commonly being depicted than the new moon. When the new moon appears in the lunar cycle, we are gifted with a new beginning and a fresh start. What we have identified as useless or unneeded anymore has been released in the void of the dark moon, and here waiting is a new chance. Here we get to renew our lives and feel free enough to risk trying again. When we are asking for a fresh start in relationships or a new love, or are heralding the actioning of intentions such as better health, a new business, or the start of a new project. Riding the new moon energy will assist us. Many creative people start new works on a new moon, and I personally, as an author, like to begin all my new works on this phase, even if the beginning means simply typing up a new cover page or outline. The most powerful of new moons for new starts traditionally are within the season of spring. And the companion stone metal is celestine, which is this white thing at the back here. It's from here, goes all the way over to here. That's a celestine wand. And these are also celestine spirals. We were out this morning connecting with our front garden and our back garden, and we're going to go out again tonight with a circle of candles and do some more meditating and some connecting. We've got our water out there, which is shungite cleansed with the chakra crystals. We've also got our lemon balm, which we've been drinking, and that's been charged up with the last Aries full moon, and we're going to do the full moon at the end of the month as well. And we've also got all our homemade infused oils out there too, so they're all sitting on the earth. I'll show you that one at the end. I didn't bring it up to see first of all, did I? Apologies. And yeah, so the energies that we're transpiring across is about that connection with yourself and your internal world, but also the connection of your immediate environment, because sometimes when we have congestion and blockages in our tubular body that we're unable to shift through the practices of movement or breath and some yoga, tai chi, shaking, playing music, dancing, singing, then it could be related and entangled, quantum entanglement, quantum theory, with the immediate environment around you. So doing your house and your garden and shifting the energies in the house, or, you know, it's the same thing as feng shui, but it's utilizing your intuition and doing it bit by bit, as there's this ebb and flow between your internal world, your internal reality, and your external world, your external reality. The Libra moon is a masculine. It is time to step forward and lead. Be the leader in your own life. You have more power than you think. It is time to formally learn more, enroll in a course, or learn a new skill. Offer your protection to someone weaker than yourself. Take steps to improve your health and vitality. And the affirmation incantation. And when you do say these, if you use the I, we, you, and you look in the mirror, you're referring to yourself, but you're covering all the pronouns of every aspect of yourself, but then every aspect of every other person. So when you come into other people's electromagnetic fields, all that information is in your field that you're reprogramming into the field, and that then has an effect on their field as well, whether they're consciously aware of it or not, more than likely not. May the positive attributes of the masculine align with me. May the positive attributes of the masculine align with us. May the positive attributes of the masculine align with you. While lunar gods are rare, usually their realms are the solar. They are conspicuous when they appear. The Australian Aboriginal deity of the Wonnarua tribal area, Bayami, encourages us to observe the laws of the land and to appreciate the beauty around us. Bayami is depicted with having big eyes and no mouth, teaching us that sometimes beauty does not need to be spoken about, just witnessed with the eyes of our head and our heart. The Norse god Mani, the moon himself, teaches us to be wise and about the passage of time. The Mesopotamian sin shows us how to ask about the future and how important it is to protect the weak. There are many more. The traditional positive attributes of the masculine, such as strength, physical vitality, power of will, shielding and protection of the weak, are important for anyone to adopt, no matter their gender or orientation. Should you pull this card, it is asking you to step up, into your power, your uniqueness, and offer your guidance to those who may need it. And the companion stone is black opal, which we don't have any black opal, but we do actually have some opal here, which is from Cooper Pedy, which is between Ayers Rock, Uluru, and Adelaide, South Australia. So that's very fitting considering when this card's come out. We love those synchronicities. And it's also a super new moon. Attraction. Birthing our dream into reality, the new world into reality. 44 for perseverance, Pachamama, Gaia, grounding, foundation, structure, a double dose of equaling. 44 is your environment, which reminds us of Bruce Lipton, epigenetics, above genes, above genetics. We can change the blueprint of our body if we choose to believe. And 44 together equal 8, manifestation. Supermoon, attraction. You can be magnetic to others and attract the good things in life. You can repel what you no longer wish to attract. Be ready for opportunity. Avoid extremes that might cause negative imbalance in your body or mind. Think of connections greater than yourself. The affirmation incantation. I can attract what I wish and repel what I do not. We can attract what we wish and repel what we do not. You can attract what you wish and repel what you do not. A supermoon is a full moon that is the closest distance from the Earth in its revolutions. It is also referred to as a perigee moon. The supermoon looks huge in the sky, and being so close to the Earth, it influences the oceans more than usual, causing more extreme tides than are normal. Of course, it's a new moon, so you can't see it in that context, but it's still close. These changes in gravity and force are certainly noticeable, and for most people who follow the cycles of the moon and do magical workings aligned with them, it is the energy of supermoons that is most important. If a normal full moon gives us an opportunity to have rocket power under our intentions, a supermoon greatly magnifies this energy into a supernova. If we are growing, we all want to attract experiences into our lives. This can be positive relationships, a lifestyle that suits us better, clarity, love, prosperity, creativity. The list goes on. Equally, we also perhaps wish to be able to repel the experiences we don't want. It is important then to not just know what we want, but to be able to recognize what we don't. Attraction isn't just about what we accept, but also how we discern. Blindly attracting everything we think of into our lives rarely makes us happy, but being focused about it does. This card also suggests that we think globally and for the whole. If you are making intentions on the supermoon, include one for the planet, which is why we started with the circle of prayer, because it applies to the individual, but also to the whole planet. And we'll post a link of the prayer for humanity that we've done previously on our SoundCloud page below. Companion stone on metal is magnetite. Thank you, Queen of the Oracle Moon. So the moon, she transited into Libra yesterday, the 15th, Thursday morning at 6:54 a.m. And she was void, of course, from the night before, 11:47 p.m. Now she actually transits into Scorpio tomorrow morning at 6:05 a.m. And she will be void, of course, from 11:11 p.m. this evening. This is timeless guidance. Whenever you're brought through, it's to receive the message, but we say the times to pinpoint the energies that you're then embracing for that moment. Hence the very powerful new beginning energies that we're embracing in this super new Libra moon. Libra moon's energy is masculine, semi-fruitful and airy. This energy will benefit any attempt to bring beauty to a place or thing. Libra is considered good energy for starting things of an intellectual nature. Libra is the sign of partnership and unions. Hence another reason for doing it under this new moon as well, because Libra is in house 7 of the collective conscious. And house 7 is all about the other. Libra is the sign of partnership and unions, which makes it an excellent time to form partnerships of any kind, to make agreements and to negotiate. And as we, this host body, Neve Deborah Coleman, I is an only snowflake, Purcell, which is the name we're legally changing our name to, but all the alternate personalities, we are constantly looking for the internal representation of what that means. So for us, the partnerships and the union means between the internal physical body and the external physical body, the bottom of the body and the top of the body, the mind and the heart, and especially the most powerful vagus nerve. The vagus nerve is the 10th cranial nerve. 10 is the number of karmic completion. It wanders through the whole of the body, and its nickname is the Wanderer. And so therefore, if you know anything about the chakra systems, each chakra correlates to a specific system. Like the root chakra is the genitals. The second chakra is the reproductive system. The third chakra, yellow, is the digestive system, etc. And then the crown chakra goes right down your central nervous system, out to your peripheral nervous system, to all of your skin. And that's the one that I refer to as the vagus nerve. Now, the vagus nerve is actually 2 nerves. You've got your left and your right. And your left is your rest and digest. And it's the parasympathetic nervous system, us being able to relax, which having dissociative identity disorder, DID, or any kind of trauma, especially in this fast-paced day of life, a lot of people aren't able to relax. And so it's about releasing and stretching and what's the word we're looking for, disengaging from the fight, flight, freeze mechanism of stress that our right vagus nerve is always in, which is the left brain hemisphere, logic, which creates past and future, and about stepping, it's only a wee 5% of us, and it's about stepping into our right brain hemisphere, 95% of us, our heart, our body, letting our body lead and our mind catch up, having our mind be the slave, not the master, etc., etc. And so for us, it's about kicking in the left vagus nerve more, and then bringing balance and union between the left and right vagus nerve, the left and right hemispheres of the brain, the brain and the heart and the body with the soul and the spirit, whatever language one uses to describe the physical body. So yeah, a bit of a sidetrack there. Obviously needed to come out. Even though this sign is good for initiating things, it is crucial to work with a partner who will provide incentive and encouragement. A Libra moon accentuates teamwork, particularly teams of 2, and artistic work, especially work that involves colour. Make use of this sign when you are decorating your home or shopping for better quality clothing. The ruler is Venus. The impulse is balance. And now we relate Venus and balance both to the heart chakra, and it rules the lower back, kidneys and buttocks, all of which relate to the sacral chakra. So you've got orange and green that we're working with there colour-wise. Thank you, Llewellyn's 2020 moon sign book. Now we'll go on to, and this is great, this is chapter 11. And of course, Libra is the justice card, which is 11 or 8 in the traditional tarot. So that we just love how the numbers align. The moon in Libra. The moon to find balance and heal relationships. Although this moon at the moment may not feel that way because she is in a T square with, oh, we're gonna not remember this now. I think it's with Aries, actually. And Aries is the opposite of Libra, which is all about the I am rather than the other. So there's a counterbalance there if you look at it from traditional astrology. But if you navigate it from the prayer that we started at the beginning of this reading, and you navigate with everything being internal first and then external, then there won't be that confusion or that pull, push, repel feeling, opposition feeling, because you know that when you're inside and you love yourself and you unconditionally love yourself and respect yourself, you do others. You know that when you're hurting and that you're hurting inside, that pain gets expressed outwards. So you don't take other people's comments or pain or anger personally, because you know it's a reflection of their internal world and it's them expressing their pain. They just don't know that themselves. This is information from the Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz, who wrote that Circle of Fire prayer book as well. So yeah, it's also, so it's in a T square with Aries, but also with the three planets conjunct of Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto. So Jupiter's about expansion, luck, fortune, and Saturn is about society, restrictions, limitations, boundaries, give or take. So it may need to be that they need to be broken to expand them, hence with the Jupiter. And Pluto is about creation and destruction. So pollution does come into that in a way. So those are quite a three combination of outer planets to work together to join in a union and a marriage and an integration about not stepping out of your comfort zone, but expanding your comfort zones gently. So they're phrased, oh, we've now gone into Mercury time, out of Venus time into Mercury. Mercury is the mind, communication, expression. We are actually on Friday today, though, and Friday is ruled by Venus, whereas Mercury rules Wednesday, just to see the interconnectedness of the energies. So we were talking about the union. So it's about not looking, we don't look at astrology about the separation or the opposition. It's about balancing the energies and looking at what energy you need to counterbalance the energy that's currently in. And if the energy that's currently in is considered dissonant, then it's about bringing in the connecting notes, the connecting factors, the common denominators between them all that brings that harmony and balance to the energies in the moment. I hope that makes sense. Stuff just kind of comes out. And that's in those three planets, Saturn, Jupiter, and Pluto, are conjunct in 10, which is the number of karmic completion, house 10, but it's also about your work, your career, and Aries obviously is house 1, so there's all the numbers of 1, 1, and it's 11, 11 tonight that goes void, of course, and we're reading chapter 11, and it's a new beginnings. Oh, we love that. I'm getting so excited. Shh. Okay, we'll go back to reading the book now because we'll just go off on one otherwise. Element air, quality cardinal, ruling planet Venus, the planet of love, symbol the scales. So we do have to just say, so they say about the scales and how it can be the polarity, the duality of going like up and down. But the idea is not to have the extremes of up and down, but to get that vibration. So an atom vibrates, things vibrate, to get the scales to be constantly oscillating or vibrating or moving at this very gentle, subtle movement. So it's all about the subtleness, the subtle energy body, the subtle energetic body, micro movements, not macro movements. But we gain the micro movements from the understanding of the macro movement and then bringing it back. Like scales, you may tip from one extreme to the other, as this moon helps you to find balance in all areas of your life. Balance, balance, balance is what this moon is calling you to. However, this moon can feel wobbly, unbalanced, and indecisive. There will be push, pull, yes, no, I'm ready, I'm not. Indecision can be a trait of a Libra moon, especially when it comes to facing or dealing with obvious problems in your life. It may feel easier to sit on the fence or hide until it goes away, but you can't and it won't. Instead, you may find that this moon reveals truths, cracks open the walls you erect around your heart, brings about forced change in your situation, pushes you to have those conversations you have been putting off, breaks things open, pulls them down, shakes them up. You get the idea. All in the name of bringing balance back into your life, of course. If you have been struggling to keep on top of things or commit to decisions, procrastinating over and moving forward, doing too much and burning out, not setting or sticking to clear boundaries, allowing something or someone to take up too much of your time and energy, or hiding from the truth, this moon is here to bring you back to balance. The Libra moon brings a particular focus to your relationships. And I'm just going to stop there. So today our gardener was here. We don't have too much human interaction. And the younger alters were coming out with their knowledge. So we struggle with understanding, I think this is part to do with our processing language disorder, our autism, all the labels, but that means that we are going to become very proficient and excellent because we struggle at it so much. And we're getting there slowly. So we're on this self-discovery work, self-healing, the dance, fun shadow dance of life. We find it very challenging because of our literal pedantic understanding of words. And it's always talking about feelings and to express your feelings, and that you can't purge this or do that unless you do it through your feelings. Now, we don't know, we aren't connected with our feelings on that level because of the way our body and mind works, because of its separation with the DID. And so it gets really confusing. But the younger ones absolutely love their quantum physics, mathematics, and what they've learned lately, because they love it, but they don't necessarily. They need to grow up their consciousness before they can go into the bigger stuff, because if they go into too much of that too soon, it short fuses the circuits in the body. So they came out with the gardener lady again. It's all about the cross and the times when you add stuff together and when you multiply, and then reflected their understanding of that in the body, because we've done our yoga teacher training. But I'm not going to get, and it's to do with the axes of the body. So if you were to put an axis through your body, down through the middle, so it splits left and right, through the middle, so it splits top and bottom, and through the side, so it splits front and back. Now, where those axes cross in the middle is you'll have one for your physical body. So the physical body center of gravity is your sacrum, but then you have one for your energetic body, etc., etc. Now, this is how we navigate our breath work, our pranayama, and our subtle internal energetic body through this principle, and doing sacred geometry, using mouth yoga, our tongue, and our eye movements. We've never been to or learned EDMR, but we believe it to be a similar principle to that. Just got to let in my beautiful cat Zendaya, bear with me. Hey, gorgeous. You coming in? You have fun out there? It's chilly, isn't it? Well done. Thank you. We'll chat properly in a minute, okay? So yeah, so they were leading on to that, but basically it then went on to how they talk about relationships and through feelings, the relationship with yourself, the relationship with others through feelings and language and words and everything, which they don't like. But what's just been coming up with our consciousness and our knowledge, new awareness lately, is basically the universe is maths at the end of the day, but it's not maths on its own. It's the relationship between two things. And when that is in maths, that's spoken as a ratio. So if you've got 1 part water, 2 parts milk, let's say you've got 10 millilitres of water, that would be 20 millilitres of milk to go with the water. So it's 1 to 2. Or we could do it 2 to 1. So it's the reciprocal ratio relationship. I hope that kind of made sense. They wanted to share that, and it's all to do with the Fibonacci sequence and the golden ratio, and all that fractal geometry. But we'll leave it there now, because I don't know too much about it, and I don't want to go into their energy too much, because who knows what will come out. So yeah, the Libra moon brings a particular focus to your relationships, right down to the atomic and subatomic level we're adding in there from what we just said. But what she says is with the people around you, with yourself and with life. You will find that you question romantic relationships and whether or not they are working, if they feel unstable or out of balance in any areas. If you give more than you receive, that will become obvious in a romantic sense and also in friendships. Family dynamics and expectations can also come to the forefront under this moon. It's like a big mirror reflecting your life back to you, and you could finally get to see what you have been avoiding seeing for a long time. This means that emotional insecurity can be huge under this moon, along with feelings of inadequacy. The wisdom of this moon is in helping you to truly understand that relief from these feelings must come from within. No relationship can ever give you what you don't already believe in your heart about yourself. Notice what you seek out in the relationships in your life: approval, love, security, etc. And begin to find ways to cultivate more of that for yourself. You need to become your own best friend under this moon. This moon also helps you to see any unhealed issues that continue to play out in your personal interactions. It helps you to understand the motivations behind your actions and whether you act from a place of fear, love, a need for approval, etc. Most of all, this moon helps you to see how your inner world creates your outer, and that it is only through deep healing, self-love, compassion, truth, boundaries, self-care and self-belief that true balance in life can occur. You have to receive as much as you give and give as much as you receive. Which brings us to the most important. We made chocolate earlier. Yeah, you did, didn't you? I don't think they want to hear about that now, though. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Which brings us to the most important relationship of all, the one you have with yourself. Do you fully believe in and support yourself as you would expect a best friend to? Do you love and honor and adore yourself in the way you would hope a lover would? Do you speak kindly and positive to yourself? What is your story with yourself? You have to become your own cheerleader, supporter, and best friend, and this moon highlights that. The Libra moon helps you to open up to and listen to the intelligence and wisdoms of your heart. Libra is a sign that loves love, to love and be loved, and that love has to start at home. Loving and respecting yourself enough to put you and your wants and needs first is key under this moon. It will enable you to make informed decisions and set intentions that align with your heart and soul. That's not to say that you don't need to consider others. But if your decisions are always based on the other people and their needs, and or out of fear, that will become obvious under this moon, as the compass of your heart shows you how you are giving your one precious life away. Your love for you needs to become greater than your desire to please others. This moon helps you to find balance between doing and being, pushing and surrendering, pulling and releasing, giving and receiving, chasing your dreams and trusting in the perfection of the universe and allowing it to all unfold just as it should. Allow the scales to tip to find balance. The Libra moon calls you into remaining true to you, not giving away too much to your own detriment and practicing self-care. Libra will show you clearly where you are living life by other people's needs and desires and doing things that aren't aligned with your values. This will be extremely obvious and uncomfortable under this moon. The magic of this moon is in allowing the scales to tip, to gently and lovingly release from your life all that keeps you out of balance and to invite in more of what you really want. Venus, the planet of love, rules Libra. Your ability to love and be loved, and all your relationships will be highlighted under this moon. Libra likes us to keep things balanced, and so this moon in particular will bring up unresolved, unhealed and unspoken relationship concerns so that you can process them. Loneliness can also be an issue under this moon, especially if you avoid relationships or true intimacy due to past hurts. Allow yourself to feel your feelings, relive any memories, and even to cry a little if you need to. Tears under this moon are like a rain shower. They will come, cleanse everything away and go, leaving it all a little bit brighter and more balanced than before. And a great one that we've learned lately is to imagine a beautiful, sparkly, glittery white cloud above you. And then the sparkly, white, glittery rain of light coming down and showering you, raining you, drenching you on all this sparkly white light so that it cleanses your rainbow electromagnetic field. New moon in Libra falls in Libra season between the 23rd of September and the 22nd of October. Libra season brings the autumn equinox, and the Libra new moon comes along to begin a new season. Well, every new moon brings the chance of a new beginning. Change is definitely in the autumn air with this one. Use the Libra new moon to really go inwards and listen. Just as nature and the nights are drawing in all around you, this time of deep introspection is key to beginning the new season in a clear and focused way. This drawing in is a beautiful opportunity to nurture the inner world of your hopes and dreams and get back on track with anything that got lost along the way in the height of summer. Under this new moon, it's time to set your intentions for the autumn season and to put in motion anything that you want to make true for you before the winter solstice and the closing of the traditional year. Use the Libra new moon to get clear on your autumn intentions. Make a list of 3 to 5 things you'll achieve over the next 3 months through the autumn season and before the traditional year closes. Practice self-care and self-love. Specifically, practice the inner self-care of listening to your heart and soul. Dedicate a time every day over the waxing moon cycle to take care of yourself. Create healthier bonds and boundaries. With relationships under the moonlight, this is a good moon under which to look at your bonds and boundaries in relationships. Do you give enough gratitude to the people who fill your life with joy and are always there to support you? And how strong are your boundaries when it comes to the takers in your life? How much do you give, with nothing in return? The key words for Libra are I balance. Use this as a journal prompt and see what flows to you in answer. Set some intentions or create some affirmations using this declaration at the beginning. Things like, I balance giving with receiving. I balance my needs with the needs of all of those around me. I balance my heart and my soul. What to watch out for under a Libra moon. Emotional insecurity and inadequacy and putting the blame for them on other people and situations. Making excuses for other people and their behaviours to avoid confrontation or letting go. So much indecisiveness and uncertainty that you become frozen and instead do nothing. A crystal for this moon. Magnesite for calming the emotions and self-love. Tiger's Eye for balance, or chrysocolla for relationship healing. Thank you, Kirsty Gallagher, Lunar Living, working with the magic of the moon cycles. And now to get on with our Dreams of Gaia Tarot. So we're going to start with the conscious, aware, seen, top of the pack, surface reason for the reading. Spectrum of energies in the spectrum of energies. And it's love, number 12, complex stability. So these are all very fitting. We love it when they're all lined up like this. Keywords: love, infatuation, love for self, confidence, love for life, expansion. Key phrases: experience love in all its forms. Love is multifaceted. Your love will shape you or break you. A past love re-enters your life. A love that deserves a second chance. Is it love or infatuation? How do you feel about yourself? Honor your body as a temple. Stop making comparisons. Make time to love and nurture yourself. Love and enjoy your uniqueness. Do what makes your heart sing. Open your heart to new loves. And then with the top of the pack spectrum energy of the readings, the mirrored self-love, self-unconditional love and respect. United, married to the bottom of the pack, the unseen, the subconscious, unaware reason for the reading. The Queen of Fire, 13, the number of the moon, equaling that number 4 again. And the fire is your wands, your passion. So when you mix your passion, what ignites your heart and your passion, with your unconditional love, which is emotions, is when you feel like you're living your purpose. And when that is what inspires others, that all of that information of passion and love is in your rainbow electromagnetic fields, and it will either trigger others in a healthy way, but it feels uncomfortable to them, and so they react, but it's because it's shifting that energy. So no, for me, we get triggered by so much on both ends of the scale. When we're shown lots of healthy love, it can be too much for us, and my body can physically react to it. So it has to be done in small doses. But also, what are we trying to say? We're going to leave that there because I don't know really what we're trying to say. And I'm sure it'll come out in a minute if they want it to come out. But yes, passion and unconditional love. Ignite your fire. What sparks your passion? Keywords: warm, vibrant, sexual, sensual, independence, primal, expansive, energetic. Key phrases: be optimistic and enthusiastic. Engage and stimulate all senses. Give your full attention. Be focused and confident. Take pleasure in life. Don't second guess yourself. Hold your head up high. Avoid petty behavior. We're having lots of energetic movements and shifting going on inside, so I do kind of apologize if you can hear that in our voice and everything. Can't remember if we've had that one before, but I don't know if I've had it for the full reading or not. I'll leave the link below. And the number one value for everyone, whether they realise it or not, is choice. We have to make a choice to choose to change or not. Choice. Keywords: choice, options, opportunity, free will, self-determination, mindfulness, manifestation, cause and effect, reward, consequence, procrastination. Key phrases: choice creates reality. Belief is a choice. Inaction is a choice. The choice is yours. Determine your direction. The past has influence. Choice offers reward or consequence. Weigh your options. Choose wisely. Stop procrastinating. Be responsible for your choices. Awareness empowers. And we're just going to add on to that. This technically, when one steps out of the world of duality, the 3D world, there is no good or bad, there just is experience. But from the perception of duality and good and bad, the only and wrong and right, the only wrong choice to make is not making a choice and being indecisive. There will be a time for that, but the majority of the time it's healthier for these human vessels and consciousness to actually make a choice, and we'll always learn and grow from whichever choice is made. Even if our ego perceives it to be the wrong choice, it won't be the wrong choice. Meaning, all that you are, all that you have learned and experienced is born of choice. The choices you have made, the choices others have made on your behalf, or choices they have made for themselves that have impacted or influenced your life. You may believe that you have no choice, but that in itself is a choice. You may also exercise your right to allow others to decide for you. This too is a choice. So the choices that we don't believe we've got a choice over generally comes from our domestication, our childhood subconscious programming, which is the program that we need to rewrite. And we live in the most amazing bioorganic computers, and it is just like a computer. There are downloads that are offered to us so that we can upgrade these most amazing bioorganic computers, etc. And we can rewrite our program. You may believe that you have too many options and allow this to confuse and cloud your ability to choose. This is yet another choice. You are free to choose or to allow others to choose for you. You can choose blindly or with care. You can choose to act or procrastinate. You can make your choices wisely with knowledge and awareness, or make them in ignorance. Whether you choose to believe it or not, you are blessed with free will. The power to act and choose independently and determine your future. You are a product of your choices and the choices of others. All that surrounds you within your environment is the result of your choices and the choices of others. All comes back to choice. Potential blockage. Are you spending all of your time looking for options and opportunities because you do not like the options that have already been presented to you? Sometimes our searching fails to uncover a choice that brings us happiness or an outcome that we desire, so we continue to look, hoping that something better will come along. In this way, we may be only delaying the inevitable. The reversed choice card symbolizes a need to accept that sometimes the only choice available is the one we do not want to make. Sometimes we have to choose the next best option or the path of least reward. Sometimes the path of least reward will lead us to unexpected treasure. Sometimes we are limited to a choice that will bring us happiness, albeit fleeting, and one that will not. A choice between immediate gratification and self-sacrifice. Make your choice with the awareness that instant gratification might not prove to be the most rewarding option. Do not allow a fear of being unhappy or disliked or having to work hard or go without prevent you from making a choice that will bring greater rewards and benefits in the future. Consider that your procrastination or your inaction may result in someone else making a choice for you and creating a future that is even less to your liking. The future. For every action, there is an equal reaction. For every choice you make and then act upon it or do not act upon, there will be a direct or indirect reward or consequence. The choice card in the future position asks that you practice mindfulness even when making spontaneous decisions. What will your choice bring into your life? Have you considered the potential consequences or only the potential rewards? Have you taken the time to weigh your options and take into account the potential impacts of your decision and the reality that a choice cannot be unmade? Your choices have the power to open and close doors, build bridges and burn them down. Could your decisions have potential consequences that you have not considered? Could your choice bring about the ending of friendship or marriage, the loss of a job, or worse, when a different choice could bring abundance and delight? regardless of the choice before you. Take time to consider the future ramifications of your decisions and actions, and choose in a way that brings change of your own design and making. The direction you take now will lead you to your future. See and weigh up your options. Determine your direction. Look to the potential consequences and rewards, and consider the impact your choices may have. Decide whether those choices are worth the cost and whether they will bring forth a future that is harmony with your intentions and desires. The past. When you were a child, dependent upon your parents and family for food, shelter, love, and protection, your choices were limited and often made on your behalf. As you grew older, your power to choose and play an active role in your experiences increased. Those choices, made for you and by you, helped shape you and played a foundational role in creating the person you are in the present. All that you have experienced because of those choices have shaped your beliefs, how you perceive the world around you, and how you experience it. We cannot unmake our choices. We cannot reverse time and relive the same moment over again. It is the past, and the past cannot be changed. We can, however, choose to make different choices in the present because we have chosen to learn from our past choices and the consequences born of those choices. Be mindful of your past, how you were raised, and the environment that you were born into, as it will play a foundational role in influencing your ability to see and make new choices. Ask yourself, am I a slave to my upbringing? Have I been conditioned to believe and behave in a particular manner? Does this conditioning enable and empower, or limit and restrict? Are you holding on tight to hurts and bad memories that bind you to a past moment? Is this preventing you from moving forward and making choices that will result in more positive and affirming experiences? When the choice card appears in a past position, you are being asked to question how your past may be influencing your ability to choose in an empowered manner in the present. The present, in this moment, exists an opportunity to create or transform your future. You stand at the crossroads. The past is behind you, and the future lies ahead. Now is the time to take control of your life and determine the direction you wish to take. Be both mindful of and responsible for the choices you make in the present. Take note of how your relationships, beliefs, and emotional state are influencing you. Do you see opportunities and options available to you in abundance? Or are your opportunities few and your options limited? Are you a glass half full or a glass half empty kind of person? Use this moment to take stock. Ask yourself if the decisions you have before you is being overly influenced by your relationship with another. Are you choosing in order to make someone else happy or to make yourself happy? Is your choice fraught with risk? Have you given thought to the potential consequences or rewards of this particular course of action? Remember, the choice is yours, whether that choice involves taking a risk, allowing someone else to choose for you, or giving another's happiness and well-being more importance than your own. It is even your choice to do nothing at all. When the choice card appears in the present, you're being asked to make your decisions with the awareness that your choices define you and have real power. Your choices create your present and future reality, and for good or for ill, will have an impact not only on you, but also on those around you. A very powerful card. Thank you. We're now going to put these back in, and we're just going to shuffle the pack. And then have the new moon energies give us a card, please. So just do a few shuffles. Yeah, it looks like we've got to do a new camera setup, doesn't it? It's very easy doing it on the phone. I have to sort out that Facebook. Okay. Beautiful new moon energies, new beginnings, new projects, stepping up a gear. What can you guide us to? What is the message that we all need to hear, everyone that comes to this reading? Inviting all the directions and elemental consciousness, our ancestors, the deities, sound, light. No, we just want one card, please. Not loads of like that. Thank you. Just the one, please. Thank you, Spirit. Oh, fabulous. So it's given us the ace, an ace of wands, the ace of fire, new beginnings. That's just perfect. Got the golden egg, breathing the life as well, the dragon eyes. We're just going to do the top and bottom again. So we started with the top last time. So we'll start with the top this time. And we've got the 5 of earth. 5 of earth. Keywords, easy options, easy money, connivance, deception, unnecessary risk, addiction, blame. Key phrases, avoid easy answers, think twice about taking risks. Something is not as it seems. Be honest with yourself. You are accountable. Do you gamble with another's future? Consider the feelings of others. Look beyond selfish desires and blame. And what's fun about this is it's the moon and sun are obviously conjunct, as they always are when it's a new moon, and they're at 23 degrees, and 2 plus 3 equals 5. So the 5 number's been coming up a lot for us lately as well, the 5 of earth. Thank you. And then we have another queen. So before we had the queen of fire, the queen of wands. Now we've got the queen of cups, the queen of water. Queens are they're able to express and create with clarity of communication. Queen of water can express. The energies are expressing our emotions, knowing our emotions in the first place, knowing our feelings, to then be able to communicate and express them clearly to others when needed. And it's 13 again as well, and there's 13 moon cycles in a year. Water and fire, an interesting conversation because they can put each other out, but it's about getting that balance, as with the Libra energies. Keywords: loving, compassionate, empathetic. Oh, and compassion. I think that, and I think it's Latin. Com means with, so compassion is with passion. So the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Fire that we had before, and love, it's we have compassion for ourselves and others when we have passion, and we have passion when we live from our heart, and we can only live from our heart when we know our feelings and our emotions and what our heart is telling us and how it's speaking to us. Empathetic, sensitive, vulnerable, romantic, intuitive, emotional honesty. Key phrases: trust in your feelings and senses. Look beyond the surface. A bright and positive outcome. To show a vulnerability is to show strength. Are you overextending emotionally? Be the embodiment of love. Withdrawing love as punishment. Use your common sense. Thank you, Queen Energies. And now, can you see him okay there? Is it better down there? I think it may be a little bit better. Now we'll read the Ace of Fire. One of Fire. Ace of Wands. New beginning. Doors opening in how we creatively express ourselves as individual humans. Starting with loving ourselves first. Respecting ourselves unconditionally. Knowing exactly who we are and what makes us tick, so that no one else's opinions or judgments or assumptions affect us. Key words: new beginnings, initiative, action, conception, invention, creation, creativity, procrastination. Key phrases: new beginnings and opportunities. Actively pursue your goals. Take advantage of what's been offered. Move beyond research and planning. Weave your future into being. Take something old and make it better. Break with tradition and offer something new. Uncertainty inspires procrastination. Meaning. I'm going to start with the potential blockage first, actually. A blocked, congested Ace of Fire represents uncertainty. You are not sure of what you want, and so you may procrastinate and do everything but what you know you should be doing. To help you past this blockage, the Ace Reversed asks that you look within and clarify your objectives. Do you have too much on your plate already? Do those responsibilities prevent you from focusing on your objectives and the steps you need to take in order to have them manifest? It is time to decide what it is that you truly want so you can act. Know that you can do what needs to be done in order to accomplish your goals. Meaning, like all of the Ace cards, the Ace of Fire represents the promise of new beginnings and opportunities. But unlike the other aces, this card also represents action. It represents the power for and the necessity of taking the initiative and actively pursuing our goals. It is about taking advantage of the opportunities we are presented with, as opposed to thinking about it. It is good to have a goal, to dream, and to make plans. But the Ace of Fire lets us know that now is the time to move beyond research and planning. It is time to take the first real steps towards getting things underway. It is time to follow through on inspiration and create. It is time to weave your future into being. Time for you to begin your active participation. The Ace of Fire also symbolizes inventiveness. Take an old idea and make it better, or create something new and unique. Whatever you seek to do, you can now make it your own and imbue it with your unique perspective and imagination. Now, rather than following tradition, do something in a way that offers a new approach. You are surrounded by so much potential at this moment. The Ace of Fire represents passion and excitement. It is a time full of energy and life. Take advantage of this moment and the power it brings. We give so much gratitude to Spirit, to Pachamama, Grandma Moon, Father Sky, all the elemental consciousness, especially space, so the others can fit inside, and all the directional consciousness up above, down below, our ancestors, and all forms and languages and interpretations of energy. Thank you. Namaste. Thank you. Hope you embrace these energies with that fiery passion of your heart and your unconditional self-love and respect and gratitude. So we can start within and radiate it out to the world to create heaven on earth. Zanoni snowflakes from our heart to yours. Namaste. Have a fab weekend.